So let's talk about starting your own self-publishing business without using Amazon KDP. When I was a little girl, I dreamed about being an author writing romance novels. I loved reading romance novels. I loved thinking about ideas for stories, and I just set that as my goal. But when I actually became an author and wrote my first romance novel, it was 2012 when I wrote my first romance novel, I was broke. I was making barely any money per sale, and that was selling through Amazon.com. And I didn't realize at the time that there is a huge difference between being self-published and having a self-publishing business. Being self-published, the goal is just to make the book available for sale. Having a self-publishing business, the goal is to generate income with that book. And they are two completely different mindsets and two completely different strategies to achieve those individual goals. So in this video, I want to walk you through having a self-publishing business, i.e., you writing a book and then trading it for money. Somebody actually pays you to purchase that book. That is the goal. So step number one for having a self-publishing business without using Amazon KDP is to choose your niche. Choose your niche. I will talk about niches until I'm blue in the face on this channel. A niche is vital to you having a scalable, profitable business as a self-published author. And the reason why is because your niche refers to the problem that you solve with your books. When we're selling online, people will know us as the expert at one thing. That's why I've taken such a long time to transition to writing Christian romance novels. Because right now I'm known as Gospel Girl, Purpose Girl. But my goal is to transition into Stephanie Rodness, Christian romance writer. That sounds so good, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, that's my goal. So it's been a very long transition. But I became known as that one thing, Godwood Girl, Purposeologist type of girl, first. Because people are going to know you as one thing online. So you want to start out identifying the problem that you're solving with your books. I know as an author, we are creatives and we have so many different ideas, so many different things that we want to write about. But to start out, if we want to have a profitable self-publishing business, we got to be known as the go-to at one thing. So what are you passionate about? What is your education and experience in? What are the testimonies, the trials and tribulations that you've overcome that the Lord has allowed you to really master that you can help other people with? Choose your book niche first. The second step for having a self-publishing business without using Amazon KDP is to build your audience of book readers within that niche. Build your audience of book readers within that niche. I'm going to tell you a secret that I wish somebody had told me back in 2008 when I was starting my first business. I was a 22-year-old college graduate and I didn't know this. Your audience, right? Your group of people who actually want to learn from you, that is the most valuable asset you will have in any business that you start, including being an author. It doesn't matter what your niche is. It doesn't matter what field you're in, what industry you're in. If you are able to build yourself an audience, you are literally protected from any competition, from anybody trying to rip you off, because you have people who are going to come to you. This is the key for building a profitable business as a self-published author. Build your own audience. And what do I mean by your own audience? I mean, don't build an audience on social media, baby. Don't build an audience on Snapchat, on Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube. Don't rely on social media to access your audience. You need to have access to your audience on your own, and the only way to do that is through an email list. An email list. An email list is a CSV file, a database of people's email addresses who have told you that they want to buy that solution from you, whatever problem that you solve. And the way that you build this email list is 3 steps. Number 1, create something called a lead magnet, a free digital gift that you give to your book reader in exchange for their email address. Because we're writing books, I recommend that your lead magnet be a free microbook, like a little 30-page ebook that you give away for free. A lot of you guys have gotten my free Find Your Purpose toolkit. That is an ebook that I give away for free to build my email list of people who want personal development stuff. Secondly, once you have your free lead magnet set up, create what's called your squeeze page. This is a 1-page website where somebody can enter in their email address to get your lead magnet. And the reason why you need to have a squeeze page is because in the United States, we must abide by the CAN-SPAM Act. This was legislation passed by Congress. It is illegal for you to take somebody's email address and put them on your business email list without asking them to opt in first. It's against the law. So by setting up your squeeze page, you are complying with the CAN-SPAM Act and giving somebody the opportunity to unsubscribe from your email list as well. And then third, once you have those steps set up, you need to do your social media marketing. So I do post on social media platforms almost every single day. If I don't post, it's probably because something was happening and I got distracted, but I try to post every single day. And if you look at any of my posts, I'm always promoting a lead magnet. I typically don't sell on my social media platforms. My goal is to build my email list because, again, that is the most valuable asset I have, and that's the most valuable asset you are going to have as an author, or if you're in any industry at all. So post consistent content, putting your free lead magnet in front of the people who have the problem you solve with your books, so you can be always growing your email list. Build your audience of book readers. The third step for creating a self-publishing business without using Amazon KDP is to now write your books for that audience. Write your books for that audience. Why do I say for that audience, right? Because sometimes as authors, we guess at what book we want to write next. That's the worst thing to do. Instead, I want you to look at your email list, this audience of book readers, as the people the Lord has called you to shepherd. You know how in John 10:10, the Lord says that the thief comes to steal, to kill, and destroy, but that Jesus has come that we may have life and life in full? I believe that our jobs as authors, especially faith-based authors, is to give people the solutions to their problems that allow them to have life in full. I truly believe that from the bottom of our heart, from the bottom of my heart. So in my niche, whatever problem that I'm solving, so right now the problem that I solve is I help authors learn how to make money with their books, right? So my job, if the Lord sent you to my email list, my job is to do everything I can to teach you how to make money with your books. And so I will ask you what you want next. I won't just guess at what book to write and sell it to you. I'm gonna ask you what book you want next. And whatever majority says is what wins. So if you guys remember, last year I wrote my book, How to Create a Brand Identity as an Author. I asked my email list, I said, what are you guys struggling with? And people emailed me about, well, I don't know how to build a brand. What is this personal brand? What's the difference between the business brand? How do I do an author brand? That's why I came up with that book. I asked my email list what they wanted. If I'm coming up with ideas for what to write, I'm gonna write about stuff that maybe nobody wants. Like the stuff I'm interested in, having been doing this full time for almost 10 years now, is completely different from somebody who wants to do this full time, right? So I have to let people who are actually having the problem that I solve tell me what they want next. So to do this, you're just gonna create what's called a broadcast email, send it to your email list and say, hey, what is your number one challenge with? And then fill in the blank with the problem that you solve with your business and let them tell you. Once they've told you, develop that into a book. Make sure you write your book as a clear solution to a clear problem. If you're in the God Would Grow Faith-Based Author School, you hear me talk about this all the time. Every book we write as entrepreneurs needs to solve a specific problem. So your book needs to be written to solve that problem that they asked for. The next step for creating your self-publishing business without using Amazon KDP, now that your book is done, turn it into a $37 book offer. Turn it into a $37 book offer. And I'm only saying $37 because I know for a lot of us as authors, especially in the fiction niche, we're used to selling at like $9.99 because that's what Amazon trained us to do. But if you sell at $9.99, it takes a long time to make a real income as an author. If you sell for at least $37, then you only need to sell about 100 units a month to make $3,700 a month. That is a lot of people's mortgage payments and card payments, insurance payments, all rolled into one. So that's why I want you to price your books for at least $37. That's what I do here at God Would Grow. You can go higher. I encourage you to go higher, but I just want you to start with something that's more comfortable. And the way that we're gonna sell our book is not by having just one little ebook that somebody can buy. We're gonna create a book offer. We're gonna bundle this bad boy. So for example, if you purchase my book, How to Write a Book and Make Money Online, you didn't just get the ebook, you got the ebook, you got the workbook, and you got the downloadable printable. I gave you a package, a full 3-part package that you could get in that bundle that was worth way more than the $37 that I charged for it. You can do the exact same thing. Take your book and bundle it out into an offer. Create a companion printable, create a companion Bible study guide, create a companion nonfiction book. So like my Christian romance novels, my characters will always have a goal to start a certain type of business. And as part of that bundle, when you get my romance novel, you'll get a nonfiction book teaching you how to start the type of business that my character did inside of the book. So you're going to build out a bundle. And finally, the last step for creating your self-publishing business without using Amazon KDP is to launch your book bundle to your email list and then rinse and repeat. I tend to not sell my books on social media. I tend to sell my books directly to my email list. This is a personal strategy that I found very useful for myself, but not everybody does this. A lot of people do sell through social media, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for me personally, I like to use social media for lead generation, getting people on my email list, and then I like to sell my books directly to my email list using webinars. You don't have to do webinars. There are lots of different ways to sell directly to your email list. You can build a tripwire funnel, a sales funnel that somebody can click on, and then they can get this offer presented to them with the video sales letter. You can do an email sequence. So Frank Kern has this cash machine sequence that you can write this email blast in order to sell your bundle to them. You can do a free 3-day challenge. So I love Jeff Walker's product launch challenge or product launch sequence where he does free videos 3 days in a row and then he pitches his product. You can do a webinar, which is what I like to do. I like to come up with like a 60-minute free training helping you figure out the do's and don'ts of a particular problem, and then I present my book bundle as the solution. Lots of different ways that you can present this to your email list, but just choose one that works for you. I like to teach. When I was a kid, I did dream about being a teacher. I love being an author. That'll never change, but I've always loved teaching. I used to be a Bible study teacher. I used to be a Sunday school teacher for 12 to 15 year olds when I was a kid. I used to volunteer in teaching programs. I love teaching. I always have. So that's why I chose webinars as my way of selling my bundles. But again, you can do this however you want to. You can choose whatever selling technique you want. They all work. You just got to figure out the one that you want to use. And the reason why I say rinse and repeat is because this should be a continual process. So when I started doing this full time, I'll say, my email list that I was growing was personal development. I was really focusing on women who wanted to live their God-given purpose. And so every single book bundle that I presented helped you live your purpose. Then I shifted over to business development. And so then I started focusing on growing my email list of entrepreneurs. And then every book bundle I released focused on helping you as an entrepreneur. Then I began shifting over to authors. And so now every bundle I release focuses on authors. And my next shift is gonna focus on people who read Christian romance novels. And every bundle I present will be for people who read Christian romance novels. So I'm using the same exact formula over and over and over again, no matter what the problem that I solve is. And I want you to do the same thing. Rinse and repeat. Continue growing your email lists. Continue asking them what they want, and continue selling them what they ask for through whatever sales technique, sales system that you use. Now, if you need help doing this, come join the God Would Grow Faith-Based Author School. I show you how to do this stuff step by step. Let me give you a little sneak peek. Hey, it's your girl, Steph Rodness, and if you've been struggling to move forward on your journey as a faith-based author, I've created a brand new community called the God Would Grow Faith-Based Author School, just for women like you who want to move forward in your purpose as a woman of Christ, writing books. The school includes the Author Toolkit, which has 10 tutorials for 10 different types of Christian books you can write, including nonfiction books, daily devotionals, prayer journals, ebooks. There's a lot in there. You'll get access to the God Would Grow Book Funnel Toolkit, which shows you how to take your book, bundle it up, and put it into a sales funnel, including a lead magnet funnel, a tripwire funnel, and my very favorite, a webinar funnel. You'll get access to the book promotion toolkit, which shows you how to create a marketing plan to promote your funnel, because in order for people to buy our books, right, we have to tell them about it. And that's what the marketing toolkit shows you how to do. Plus, you'll get access to a community of other women who are writing faith-based books just like you are. Sis, you do not have to do this alone. Come join the brand new God Would Grow Faith-Based Author School so you can get the tutorials you need, you can get the community you need, and most importantly, you can get the network that you need to step into your purpose as a faith-based author. I can't wait to see you there. Visit ChristianAuthorSchool.com to fill out the application form and apply today. In the meantime, don't forget to watch my free 3-day Start Your Book Business Challenge, where I show you how to get started with your book business online in 3 days or less. Go to ChristianBusinessToolkit.com, and don't forget to watch this next video for even more resources to help you step into your purpose as a self-published author even faster. I can't wait to see you there.